I'm so impressed that she pronounced my surname correctly. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, members of the board, distinguished guests, heads of schools, staff, the pastorate, parents, and certainly not least, the young students of the matric class of 2022. This is a very special year in your school calendar, 120 years. When I think about 1902, not that I was there, but the one thing that I learned right here, because I'm an old girl, it says that on the 31st of May in 1902, that was the end of the Second World War, guys, believe it or not, okay? But when I think about, over the last 120 years around the world, we experienced quite a few interesting things. Think about it. We had 2 world wars, we had the Great Depression, we had the first moon landing, I suppose the rise and fall of apartheid, we had the digital revolution of the 80s. Now that was very interesting because I was right in the thick of that. The rise and subsidence of something very, very terrible, HIV and AIDS, horrible epidemic. And most recently, we all experienced the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, it's been a very eventful period, yet, this wonderful education institution has stood the test of time. So guess what? Around about this time 30 years ago, I was one of these young matric students sitting right here in my uniform and listening to someone doing exactly what I'm doing now. I had butterflies in my tummy then, and I have butterflies in my tummy now, believe it or not. But I suppose back then, it's the reason I had the butterflies is because I had absolutely no idea what I was going to do with my life, okay? And I've been reading, some of the young people here are very focused. I check up on Facebook often, and I see people saying things like, after this, I'm going to study a BSc and I think, wow, okay. That was definitely not me. But one thing I knew, right, was that I definitely wanted a job where I didn't have to wear a uniform. Bit of criteria there, right? So I guess some of you are very fortunate because you have an idea in terms of the direction you want your life to take. Others of you, you're still figuring it out. Like, it took me that long as well. So don't worry about it, because I can assure you, this institution, St. Andrews, has prepared you for a world beyond these particular walls, for a world beyond this particular province, and definitely a world beyond our borders. You guys, you are indeed skilled for life as you embark on this very exciting journey. So as a parent, my greatest wish for my children, which is also my wish for you, is to live a purpose-driven life. There's a wonderful book by an author called Rick Warren called The Purpose-Driven Life. And in it he says, being successful and being successful and fulfilling your life's purpose are not only the important things. You can reach all your personal goals, become a raving success by the world standards, and still miss your purpose in life. So what is our purpose? Well, let me read you 2 more quotes. Maybe we'll figure it out together. So one gentleman called Germany Kent says, meaningful work gives life purpose and connects you to something bigger than yourself. And another gentleman called John C. Maxwell said, success is knowing your purpose in life, growing to reach your maximum potential, and sowing the seeds that benefit others. Your purpose does not only speak to your career choices, it speaks to you using your talents and passion to help and empower others and to leave this world in a better state. By constantly working towards improving our skill set and helping those around us, we live more fulfilled lives. I spent the first 10 years of my life after leaving this particular school exploring my talents and understanding what makes me tick. 10 years thereafter, I spent that building a solid career in the marketing and communication space while becoming a wife, very overwhelming, becoming a mother of 2 boys, even more overwhelming. Now I feel like I have 3 sons. So the beauty of it, though, has been the past 10 years for me. That's been a real roller coaster ride because it's basically been a moment for me where I've been reassessing my life, I've been looking at the progress I've made, and I've been setting new goals. So I love my career, I love my marriage, I love motherhood. But you know what really gives me a beat on my step is knowing that I've created really solid foundations in terms of affecting other people's lives, right? So when I look at, for instance, starting an internship program at my agency. So I run a communications agency. I started a program about 8 years ago, and so far we've enabled 32 young graduates to immerse themselves in the marketing and communications environment. Of the 32 who became our interns, so we take about 4 every year, I've hired 9 of them full-time at Miropa, while others have gone on to work at big corporates, places like Deloitte and Discovery. I often beam with pride when I see how well they're doing in their various positions. And dare I say, I'm convinced some of them are earning even more than I do. So, the beauty of it for me is, I feel so good in terms of the input we've made in their lives as an agency. But it's not only that. For me, it's the fact that, yes, we've made a difference in their individual lives, but the fact that we've made a difference in their families, because most of those kids actually pay school fees and varsity fees for their siblings. Remember, a lot of them are actually the first in their families to actually attend university and graduate. So really, really important times. So becoming the chair of the St. Andrews board is also part of giving back to the community that I believe was a very integral part of making me the person I am today. I feel truly honored to have returned to this school 30 years later, and I can only hope to make a difference to many young people who are privileged enough to attend here. I want to encourage you to find your purpose. Doesn't matter how long it takes to do so, whether it's within your chosen career, in your community, a church group, your family, find that purpose, right? And as soon to be alumni of this wonderful establishment, I challenge you. I want you to reflect on your journey at St. Andrews and consider one thing. Consider paying it forward. Pay it forward to that one kid who might not have a chance to come here. Might not be able to do it now, but in the future. We really owe it to ourselves and to this country to do that. So, please, we need your assistance, whether it's your talent, your time, financial resources. Don't forget this place. Many of you have wonderful memories from here, and I hope and pray that you'll come back and give back. Be the one who's blessed to be a blessing. I thank you.